Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous video, we have seen it how to design the form for view QRs and how to backend code for this. Whenever I select this one, the QR code generated will be shown over here. So if you haven't watched that video, then just go to description and check out the link. In this video, we are going to start the designing and backend coding for this mark attendance. So let's quickly close this. Move back to the forms. So first thing what we have to do is we have to create a new form. So right click on this, click on new, select JFrame form. And for this one, I'm going to give the name that is mark attendance. Hit enter. A new form will be created. After this, what we are going to do is we are going to give it a size for this one. Size for this one will be same as dashboard. So go to dashboard, go to design, right click on this, go to properties, code, and I'm going to copy 1366 and 768. Let me quickly move back over here. Right click on this, go to properties, go to code, and 1366 and 768. Also check this generated center so that it should generate in the center of the screen. Go to properties and change the min size and max size. So maximum size is also this one and min size is also this one. Also select this undecorated. Click on close. Save it. Next thing what we have to do is we have to connect this particular form with the dashboard. So move back over here, double click on this mark attendance button. Here you can see this btn mark attendance action perform method is generated. Over here we have to call the method that is bd utility dot open form. Into this one we have to pass the name of the form, which form you want to open. That is mark attendance dot class dot get simply name. After this we have to pass a new instance of this one. So new mark attendance and save it. Now let's quickly test this one if this one is working or not. So right click on this, run a file. And if I go over here, click on this one, and here you can see this new form is opened, but it's on the top of it. So it's working as expected. So we have to add the background for this one, also the close button, all the remaining parts. So let's quickly close this one. Okay. Now move back to mark attendance. Over here, first thing, let me go to this one, copy this and this button, two stuff. Quickly close this one, paste it over here. Go to properties. Yeah, everything is in place. Let me quickly go to this delete user, select this one, copy, move back over here, paste it. Yeah. Let me quickly place this on the right place in the center of the screen. If I double click on this, the code is already there. That is this.dispose, and the name for this one is btn exit 2. You can change the name as per your choice. Go to design and change the label name for this one. The text for this one, that is mark attendance. Hit enter. Save it. Next thing what we have to do is we have to add a panel. So go to palettes and search for panel. Drag and drop this panel over here. Right click on this, go to properties, and this is panel 1. For this one, I'm going to give it a size of, so the horizontal size is default, but I'm going to give it 689. Hit enter. And the vertical size needs to be 518. Hit enter. Now close this one and move this on the left side. It is the same size which I have shown you in the quick overview. You can change the size as per your choice. Right click on this, and I'm going to change the variable name to JLabelPanel2 and hit enter. After this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring one LBL image. So move over here, drag and drop one label. Right click on this, go to properties. The size for this one will be, horizontal size will be 322, hit enter, and the vertical size will be 286 hit enter and close this one. After this, I need another label. Right click on this, edit text, that is date, and let me increase the font for this one. So go to properties, increase the font bold 14, click on OK, close. Copy this one and paste it once again. Move this to the right, change the text to time. After this, I need one more label which will show the timer which you have seen, the countdown and everything. That will be shown into this one. So that will be, change the variable name to LBL time and hit enter. Let me increase the size for this one. Like this. Let me increase the font size for this. So to properties, increase this one to 16 and hit enter. Close this. You can increase and decrease as per your choice. Make sure it not overlaps over this one. Okay. After this, what we have to do is we have to add few more labels. So this one is the name for this one is change variable. So this one is LBL image. Hit enter. And let's remove the text from this one. So edit text and clear this one, because in this one we are going to show the image. Below this one, we need two more variables, that is check-in or checkout label, and another thing is the name of that particular user. So let me quickly move back over here and drag and drop one label over here. Right click on this, go to properties, and in this one I'm going to set the horizontal size to 242 and the vertical size to 37, and also I'm going to increase the font size for this. So click on this one, bold 18, click on OK, close it. This needs to be in the center as compared to the above one. And copy and paste once again. So this one is label name. Let me clear this because we don't need to put anything inside this one. We are going to set it manually whenever the keyword is being scanned. So LBL name, and this one is change the variable name to LBL check-in checkout. Click on OK and also clear the text from this one. So clear this one. So over here, if I press or if I try to select everything on the screen, we will be able to see everything in the place. That is one panel which check-in checkout, the name of this one, date and time, and everything is in place. Right click on this, change the variable name, so LBL name. Okay, let's see what's the issue with this one. Okay. Now it's placed in the component. So you can see this, everything is in place. If you observe, it's aligned perfectly fine. Next thing what we have to do is we have to set the background image for this particular form and also set the border. So let's go to source, go to constructor. Over here, I will simply call bd utility dot set image. Into this one we have to pass the form. So the current, how we are going to pass is by passing this. After this we have to give the image path. So image path will be images / abc1.jpg. So in my case the name of the image is abc1. If you have any other name, so you have to pass that. And the width and height for this one is 1366, comma 768. Now save it. Alt Shift F to format. Right click and let's test this one. So run file. And here you can see this, everything is in place. And here you can observe the time is also visible. The panel is also visible. So once the coding part is done, it will, whenever we run this application, this page. So in this panel, the camera will be opened and whatever the view is there will be shown over here. So let's quickly close this one. Next thing, we have to set the border for this one. So this dot get root pane dot set border. And into this one, we have to get the border factory, pass the border factory. We will get that border from the border factory. So border factory dot create matty border, and into this one we have to pass the dimension from each side. So 4, 4, 4, 4, and then you have to pass the color. So I'm going to set the black color and save it. Next thing what we have to do is, whenever this form's open, we have to show the timer with the millisecond. So I'm going to write the code for the same. So for that, what we are going to do is, we are going to create one method that is private, and this is void update time. In this one, we will create a form. So simple date format, Alt and enter to import this one. Simple date format is equal to new simple date format. Into this one, we have to pass the set the format. So our format will be year first, then month, then day, then hour, then minute, then second dot milliseconds. Save this one. After this, we have to set this one in lbl time dot set text, and into this one we will pass simple date formatter dot format, and we will pass new date and save it. Alt and enter. Import java.util.date. Next thing what we have to do is, we have to call this from this constructor. So we will create a timer. Timer is equal to new timer, and into this one we will pass the delay. So delay will be of 1, and into this one we will use a lambda expression. So hyphen this one update timer. We will simply call this. After this, what we will do is, we will start the time. So timer dot start. Now save it. Now run the application. Let's see if this one is working fine or not. So here you can see that this is working. It's showing the date, time, and the how much second and milliseconds is currently happening. So if we see the date, so this is the date, and if you see the time, so this is the time. So now close this. Next thing, we will create some of the variables over here which is required throughout the project. So that is private webcam panel is equal to null. Save it. After this, I need another instance of webcam. So these webcam and other stuff is coming from the jars which we have added. So make sure to add those jars. So this one is webcam is equal to null. Save it. Move back over here. Alt and enter to import. Save it. Next thing, I need to create one executor that is of single thread. So private executor service is equal to executors dot new single thread executor. And to this one, we have to pass the current one. Now save it. Move back over here. Alt enter. This one is executors. Save it. Import java.util.concurrent.executors. Now save it. New single thread executor. If I move back over here, okay, so this one is showing this mark attendances cannot be converted to thread factory. So what we have to do is we have to implement two thread over here. So implement runnable two interfaces. So runnable and thread factory. Save it. Import this one. And we imported this one. So thread factory is from java.util.concurrent.thread factory. So it will show error because we have to implement method. So if I click on this implement all abstract method, if I scroll down, you will see. So run is implemented, new thread is also implemented. So we will code into this. So just complete the above part, then we will dive into that stuff. So over here now the executor is ready. Let me change the name this one to executor itself. Okay. Next thing what we have to do is we have to create one variable, boolean variable. So private volatile boolean running is equal to true. So by default, whenever the application is running, it will be true. After this, first thing what we have to do is we have to initialize the camera whenever this form is open. So I'm going to create one method that is init webcam and simply save it. So this method is not present over here. So what I will do is I will click on this create method init web in the forms market init. So if I click on this, now we will have init method over here. Where it goes. So here we have init webcam. Inside this one, first thing, let me just remove these stuff. Over here, first thing what we will do is we will create webcam object. So webcam is equal to webcam.getDefault. After this, we will check if webcam is not equal to null. Then what we will do is we will get the dimension. So dimension array import java.aw.dimension. This one will be resolution is equal to webcam.getViewSizes. Save it. After this, we have to get the max resolution. So dimension max resolution is equal to resolutions. This is an array, so resolutions dot length -1. Save it. Next thing what we have to do is we have to check if webcam is open. Dot is open. Then close it first. Else it will throw the exception. If we reopen it, then it will throw the exception. In that case, first open it and then proceed with the further task. So webcam dot set view size. To this one, we have to pass the max resolution. After this, what we will do is we will simply open the webcam. So webcam dot open. So if you are worried that how we are calling this set view size, we are calling the open webcam. So these methods are internally implemented in the jar. So as a developer, we have to only utilize a feature of it. If you want to dive into how exactly this one is working, then you have to decompile the jar and then you have to see all the code. Okay. If you have any doubt, then please let me know in the comment section. And also please subscribe the channel so that we can keep up and coming with the new such projects. Okay. So webcam.open. Next thing what we have to do is we have to create the panel. So is equal to new webcam panel. Into this one we will pass the webcam. Save it. After this panel dot set preferred size, and to this one we will pass the resolution. After this we will call panel dot set fp display to true. After this, we will create webcam panel. We have declared the variable. Let me go over here. Okay, so let me go move back over here, right click on this, change the variable name to webcam panel, hit enter, go to this source, scroll down here, webcam panel dot add. To this one we will add the panel which we have created, and also we will pass the absolute constraints, and into this one we will pass 0, 0, the size of that panel. So 689, 518, and save it. Move back over here, Alt import. Okay, so what we will do is, let me quickly copy these all stuff and let me revert this particular one. So over here it will be new org.netbeans.lib. This one, then absolute constraints, and we will use the last one. So it will be the width and width, so 0, 0, and the 2 dimension is for 689, 518, and close it and save it. Let me quickly minimize this one. Okay. After this, what we have to do is we have to simply call the executor. So executor.execute, and we have to pass this. After executing this, I have to shut down the executor. So executor.shut down. Alt Shift F to format this and save it. If this is not the case, then if you want to show something like webcam not detected else, we can show the message in the console, south issue with webcam. Save it. Okay. The task for this init webcam is done. Next thing what we have to do is we have to go to the run method and we have to write the code, whatever is required whenever the webcam is open and whatever the task is performed over there. So move back over here, remove this particular stuff, and in this thing what we have to do is we have to call simply do and while true. Save it, Alt Shift F to format. Inside this do, I will put the code in the try and catch block. So whenever after scanning one QR code, I have to wait for 1 second. So thread.sleep and for 1000 milliseconds. Save it, catch. Into this one it will throw the exception, interrupted exception. So interrupted exception EX, and I'm not going to log in for this one. Just eat this particular exception. After this, after scanning the QR code, whatever you want to do, you have to write it over here. So try and catch exception EX. In the try block, first thing what I will do is I will create an object of result is equal to null. Move back over here, Alt enter, com.google. This one, result. Next thing what we have to do is we have to create a buffered image object. Image is equal to null. Save it. Alt and enter. Import this one also. After this, we will check that if webcam is open or not. So if webcam dot is open, if this is the case, then what I will check is if image is equal to webcam dot get image is equal to null. In that case, keep on continuing. If this is not the case, it means that we got some image. Then what we will do is we will create the buffer image luminous source. So that will return a luminous source. So luminance source, and import this one. Source is equal to new buffered image luminance source. Into this one we have to pass the image, that is the buffered image, and save it. And over here we have actually assigning the value inside this one. Okay, so it will not be null over here. Next thing, we will create the bitmap from this one. So binary bitmap, import this one. Bitmap is equal to new binary bitmap. Into this one we will pass new hybrid Financer. Into this one we will pass the source. Now save it. After this, what we will do is we will try to decode the QR code. So try result is equal to new multi-format reader. Into this one we will pass multi-format reader dot decode, and this one we will pass the bitmap. Save it. We will put the catch block as well over here. This one is not found exception ex. We will not print any exception over here because we are going to keep on continuing with that. Okay. After this, what we have to do is we have to check if result is not equal to null. It means that we got some image. In that case, what we will do is we will get the string from the result. So string, this is JSON string, is equal to result dot get text. Save it. We have to now convert that one into the JSON. So JSON is equal to new JSON. Save it. After this, java.lang.reflect.type type is equal to new type token, and the type in which we want to convert is map. So map of string comma string dot get type. We will create this and we will import these all stuff over here. So alt and enter, import java.util.map, alt enter, import type token. And now delete this empty line and save it. Once we have this type object, what we have to do is we have to convert that one. So result, okay. So we have to create one result map over here on the top of this one. Outside this run method, so map of string comma string result map is equal to new hash map, and this is of string comma string type. Save it. Alt shift F to format everything. Alt and import hash map as well. Move back over here. So result map is equal to JSON dot from JSON, and into this one we have to pass the JSON string and we have to pass a type. Save it. Next thing what we have to do is we have to simply get the image. If the image is available, in that case we will get that image. So we will simply call over here. First we will get the final path. Final path is equal to pd utility, and in this map, we have added some of the data like email, unique ID, other stuff which we have added while creating the QR code. So we can extract two stuff from this result map. So btchdays dot get path, and we have to pass the path that is first is image / plus result map dot get, and from this one we have to get the email, and after this we have to concatenate dot jpg. Now save it. Next thing what we have to do is we have to call one method which will actually create a circular image of that. Suppose I have uploaded the image which is in a square shape. We have to show that in the circular shape as I have shown you in the quick over video. So what we will do is we will create one method that is circular image frame, and to this one we will pass the final path and save it. So this method is not available in our application. So simply go over here, create a method. So now here you can see this, now the method has been created. Okay, so now move back to this one, and over here, so we'll back into this one and we will print the exception if anything goes wrong. And into this one we have created one variable that is running, so we will call it over here. Now save it. Now the task for this run method is done. If I go over here, remove this exception being thrown, and let's quickly move to this one, new thread, and we have to implement some piece of code over here. So let me quickly remove this one, and into this one we will create inside this one we will create a thread object. Thread t is equal to new thread. Into this one we will pass this runnable and we will give it a name, and we will set this one as a daemon thread. Daemon thread means whenever our child thread, whenever the parent thread is terminated, in that case all the daemon thread will be terminated. So daemon thread has low priority. After this we will simply return t over here. Next thing what we have to do is we have to test it. So right click on this and run the file, and let's see if this one is opening the webcam or not. So we have started the application, but over here you can see this. Now this one is not opening the webcam. So what's the issue? Let's quickly fix that. Let me close this one. Let me close this. Click on yes. If we move back to the design, if we select this one, this panel, over here we have to make one small modification in order to turn on the camera. What is that? Right click on this, go to set layout and select this absolute layout. Whenever you select this absolute layout, in that case only you will be able to set the whatever the video you are getting to this particular JFrame panel. So let's select this one, and now if I go to this source, now what we will do is we will try to run the same file. Right click on this and run the file. Here you can see this, now the camera is on and it's visible. So let's quickly close this and code the remaining part. So another method over here is required to stop the webcam. So that I'm going to write it, that is private void stop webcam. In this one we will check if webcam is not equal to null and webcam is open In that case we will simply call webcam dot close. Now save it. Now the task for this one is done, that is creating a thread, separate thread on which the camera will be keep on running and setting the video into the panel. After this what we have to do is we have to create the image. We have already called this method. Whenever the QR code is scanned, it will call this method, that is create image. Here you can see this. Now the circular image is called, where we are passing the path. Now go over here in the circle image frame. First thing what we have to do is we have to put everything in try and catch block. Catch, exception, ex, and ex.print start trace. So whatever is there, we will print in the console. After this, what we have to do is in the try block, first thing what we have to do is we have to create the connection object. So connection con is equal to connection provider dot get con, and now save it. For this one, let's go to delete user, go to source, and we will copy java.sql.star. Move back over here and paste on the top to resolve the issue. Save it. Move back over here. You can see this, now the issue is gone. Next thing what we have to do is we have to create one statement object. So statement st is equal to con.create a statement. Save it. After this, we will execute the query. So st.execute query. Into this one, we will write the query. So it is select star from user details where email is equal to single quotes, double quotes, plus plus, and from result map we will get the email. So get email, close it, and we will check that if that particular email exists or not. So Alt Shift F to format. Let me quickly minimize the left panel. So from user details where email is equal to whatever we got from the QR code. So in order to check that, if that, suppose someone has registered earlier, we have given the QR code to that particular user, and after a certain period of time, I have removed that user from our database. In that case, we should not allow that particular user to check in, right? So in this case, what we will do is we will simply call if not rs.next it means that if, okay, so we haven't created the result set object. So this will return a result set object, rs is equal to this one. So if that result is not available, in that case, what we will do is we will simply return from here, and also we will show the pop-up to the user. For that, I'm going to create one method, show pop-up for certain duration. As you have seen that in the quick overview video, that our pop-up is opening only for 5 seconds. After that, it is being closed automatically. Okay. So in this, we will pass the message user is not registered or deleted. After this, we will give the header for this one. So invalid QR, and also we will show the message. So j option pane dot error message. Now close this and save it. Alt Shift F to format, and hover over this, and we will create the particular method. So click on this one, create method show popup. So here the method is created. Let me quickly remove the exception. Alt Shift F to format. Okay, we will implement this method later in this video. Okay, so after this, suppose we have the valid keyword. In that case, first thing what we are going to do is we are going to fetch the image. So image is equal to null. We will create one image object over here. So private buffered image is equal to null. Now save it. And into this one, what we are going to do is we are going to get file, image file is equal to new file. Into this one, we will pass the image path. So let me change this one to image path. Save it. Move back over here, Alt and Enter to import this particular one. Go below, and we will check if image file dot exists. If this exists, then again we will use a try and catch block to handle if anything goes wrong. So exception ex dot print start trace. Now save it. Inside this one, we will get the image is equal to image io dot read, and we will read the file. So new file, and we'll pass the image path. Or we can pass this image file as well. Both will work. After this, we will call this one image is equal to create circular image. So if we haven't created, we will create this method. That is create circular image, and we will pass the image into this one. Now save this. So again, what we will do is we'll move back over here, create method, create circular image. Click on this, it will create a method over here. So we'll implement this one also. After this, what we will do is after creating, suppose I have fetched one image that is in square shape or rectangle shape, we will pass to this method, and this will return an image object by changing the shape of it. Once this one has returned, we will create an image icon object. Icon is equal to new image icon, and in this one we will pass image. Save it, move back over here, Alt enter, and we'll import it. Copy this one and paste it over here. Now the error is gone. Next thing what we have to do is we have to simply show that into the image lbl image dot set icon. To this one we will set the icon. If this is not the case, if image doesn't exist, in that case what we have to do? Let's quickly see that. So first thing what we will do is we will create the buffered image is equal to new buffered image, and we will give the dimension for this one, that is 300, 300, and this is type buffered image dot type underscore int underscore argb. Select this one. Alt Shift F to format it. After this, what we will do is, if the image is not found, in that case what we are going to do is we are going to extract the first character of the name. That suppose my name is btechdays, so I will extract B from it, and I will create a picture of B with having a black background and white text on top of it, so that that image will be visible to the user whenever they log in or check in or check out. Okay, so let's see that how to implement and how exactly it will work. Okay, so over here we will create the graphics 2D G2D is equal to image dot create graphics. Move back over here, Alt and enter, import java dot awt dot graphics 2D. Now save it. After this, what we will do is we will set the color for this one, G2D dot set color, and we will set the color for this one, that is color black. Now save it. After this, we will fill this one, G2D dot fill oval. Into this one we will set the dimensions 25, 25, 250, 250, and let's remove these all and save it. After this, what we will do is we will set the font. So G2D dot set font, and into this one I am going to set a new font of type serif. You can use any, and also the font will be bold, and the size for this one will be 250. Alt Shift F to format everything. After this, what we will do is we will set the color of the text. So G2D dot set color. For this one will be color dot white. So color dot black, and we'll write white here and save it. Once we got this, what we have to draw over here, so that we will take from the name. So G2D dot draw string, and into this one we will get that value from the name. So we will get it from result map dot get dot name of first one dot char at 0, and this one needs to be in uppercase. So what we will do is we'll put everything under the bracket, and this is the char. So on char we can't use to uppercase. So we will convert this one to string. So value of, once this one is converted into string, what we will do is we will call to uppercase on this one. After this, we will put the top alignment. So top alignment will be 75, and this one is another alignment, that is 225. Now save it. After this, what we will do is we will simply call g2d.dispose. Now save it. After this, now the image is ready. So what we have to do is now simply we have to create the image icon again. Image icon is equal to new image icon. Into this one, we will pass the new image which we have created. Save it. LBL image dot set icon, and we will set the icon. After this, we will simply call this dot set default close option to JFrame dot exit on close. Save it. After this, we will simply call this dot pack. Save it. After this, we will call this dot set location. Location for this one to null, and also make this one visible. So set visible to true. Save it. Once these all tasks is done, in the both case, if in the if case also either the image will be set, in the else case also the character first name will be set. After this, we have to make another common settings, that is LBL name dot set horizontal alignment, and I'm going to set this one to true. Sorry, J label to center. So J label dot center. Set horizontal alignment. Dot center, and save it. After this, we will set the text. So LBL name dot set text, and we will get that from the result map. So result map dot get, and to this one we will extract the name. Now once the image and name is set, we have to call check-in or checkout method. So we will call over here if not check-in check out. If this one is not succeeded, if this one is succeeded, then simply return true. Simply return. Save it. So hover over this one and click create the check-in checkout method. So we're going to implement one by one. Okay. So what will happen is, let me scroll to up. So first we are fetching that, is that a particular user exists in our database or not. If exists, then I'm going to fetch the image, particular image for that user. If that image exists, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fetch that image and I'm going to make it a circle image, and then I'm going to set that particular to the picture box or the level LBL image. If image doesn't exist for that particular user, or he haven't uploaded while creating or registering, in that case we will extract the first character of the name and then create a circular of it, and then we'll set that particular into the that LBL image. Okay, and after that I am extracting the name and setting into the LBL name stuff. Okay, so the task for this one is done. Next thing what we have to implement is that is check-in and checkout. So move back to this method and let's clear this part. Okay, so this will show error, no worries, we will implement everything. So over here, first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to create two variables. So string popup header is equal to null, string popup message is equal to null, and also color is equal to null, and after this we need to get the connection for the database. So connection con is equal to connection provider dot get connection. Save it. After this, we need to create the statement object. Statement st is equal to con.create statement. After this, I will get the current timestamp, current date, as well as the current date time. So current date means that for which date he has been checked in or checked out. Okay. So what we are going to do is, first we are going to check that if that particular user has already checked out for the day or not. If that one is true, in that case, we will show the message that already checked out for the day, invalid checkout. So let's quickly implement that. So over here, we will create a local date current date. Current date is equal to local date.now. Save it. Okay, so this one needs to throws the exception. Throws headless exception and SQL exception. And save it. Alt Shift F to format it. Now here you can see this. Now the error is gone. Okay, so now we have created the local date time instance. After this, what we will do is we will create a date time formatter. Date time date for matter is equal to date time dot of pattern YYY dash mm dash dd. Now save it. From this one, after this, what we have to do is we also have to create another that is for current date time and also the format for that. So local date time current date time is equal to local date time dot now. Save it. Move back over here. Alt enter, import this one, copy this one and paste it over here. Next thing we have to create date time formatter. Date time formatter is equal to date time formatter date time formatter dot of pattern and to this one we will pass the YYY dash mm dash dd. After this we have hours, we have minutes, we have seconds. Now save it. After this, what we have to do is we have to create a query, that is we are going to execute the statement. So what we will do is that will return a result set rs is equal to st dot execute query. Into this one we will pass the query. So select star from user attendance where date is equal to the today date. So current date dot format and we will pass the date formatter and close double quotes plus double quotes single quotes. After this we also need to check the user ID. So and user ID is equal to integer plus integer dot value of, and from the result map we will get the ID plus double quotes and close this one, close this one. Let's quickly test this. Revisit the query. So select start from user attendance where date is equal to current date, this one dot format into this specific way, format date formatter and double quotes, single quotes, and user ID is equal to, that is of integer type, so single quotes is not required over here. We'll pass the ID and get the thing. Okay, this one is fine. Next thing what we have to do is we have to again create a connection object. So connection is equal to connection provider dot get con. After this we will check if rs.next, and we will get the string checkout date time is equal to rs.get string, and we will pass the column. So which column? So let me quickly open the Mysql. Okay, let me quickly copy the database name from here. Move back to mark attendance. Okay. Now open this, use okay, save it and show tables and DESC user attendance. And if you see over here, we have first column, or we can say zeroth column is the user ID. First one is date, second one is check-in, and fourth one is checkout, right? First, second, third, and fourth. So we will take the fourth column over here, move back over here and get the fourth one. After this, we will check if checkout date time is not equal to null, means that he has already checked out for the day. So in that case, what we will do is we will set the pop-up message is equal to already check out for the day. Save it. After this, pop-up header is equal to invalid checkout. Save it and simply call show pop-up message, and over here we will pass the pop-up message, and second thing is we will pass the pop-up header, and finally we will pass the J option pane.error message. Now save it, and from here we will simply return false. Once this task is done, suppose we didn't, this checkout is not null. In that case, it will not enter into this particular if block. So in that case, what will happen is we will simply go over here. We will get the check-in time. So string check-in date time is equal to rs.getString, and we will pass the third index. Save it. We will check the local date time. Local date time, check in local date time is equal to local date time dot pass. Into this one we will pass check-in date time comma date time formatter. Save it. Alt Shift F to format it. After this, what we will do is we will calculate the duration. So duration is equal to duration dot between, and in this one we will pass the check-in local date time comma current date time. Save it. Now you can see this. Now the error is gone. Why I am calculating the duration from the current date time to when you checked in, so that I can check if user has worked less than 5 minutes, then I will show the message that your work duration is less than 5 minutes. If that is not the case, then we will allow him to or her to check out. So, okay. So now we have calculated the duration over here. Now move back over here, and from this duration we will get the so long hours is equal to duration dot duration to hours. After this, we need to extract the minutes is equal to duration dot minus hours, and we will pass the hours dot to minutes. Suppose I have worked for 1 hour 5 minutes. So hour is already extracted over here. So we have to return only 5 over here. So that's why I'm subtracting the hours from this one. Okay. Next thing, I need to get the seconds. So seconds, in the same way, we will remove the hours, then remove the minutes, and then we'll get the seconds. So duration dot minus hours dot minus minutes dot get seconds. Now save it. Now we will check if not hours is greater than 0 or hours is equal to 0 and minutes is greater than equal to 5. If this is not the case, any of these two conditions are failing, in that case what we will do is we will again check remaining minutes is equal to 4 minus minutes. Save it. After this we will get the remaining seconds is equal to 60 minus seconds. After this, we will create the pop-up message that this much minute and after this much second you can actually log out. So pop-up message is equal to string format. Why I'm using is because dynamically I'm going to provide it. So your work duration is less than 5 minutes. To change the line /n, you can check out after %d minutes and %d seconds. Save it. After this, we will two values which we have to set as remaining minutes, then remaining seconds. Now save it. Now scroll down. The string dot format. Now save it. Alt Shift F to format everything. After this, we will set the pop-up header. So pop-up header will be duration warning. Save it. So over here, now what we will do is we will simply call that show pop-up, and to this one we will pass the pop-up message, pop-up header, and we will pass the error logo. So J option pane dot, and this one in this one we will say warning message because that is less than 5 minutes, and from here we will simply return false. Okay, so whenever we are returning false, it means that we are not continuing anything after this piece of code. Okay, suppose the work duration is more than 5 minutes. In that case, what we have to do is we have to succeed that part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a string update query is equal to, we will call update user attendance set checkout is equal to question mark, comma, work duration is equal to question, where date is equal to question mark and user ID is equal to question mark. Now save it. After this, we will create the prepared statement. Prepared statement is equal to connection dot prepared statement, and this one we will pass the update query. After this, we will set prepared statement dot set string, and the first one, this is the first one. So in this one we have to pass the checkout. So current date time dot format to date time formatter. Save it. Let me quickly copy this one 4 times. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Save it. Move back over here. Change this one to 2, this one to 3, this one to 4. Remove this from here. Over here what we will do is double quotes plus hours and plus minutes. So it will show like 1 hour 5 minutes, 0 hour 1 minute. Like this, whatever you have worked, it will show in that format. The third one is the date, current date. So current date dot format, and into this one we will pass date formatter. Now save it. In the last one we have to pass the ID. So let's go over here, delete this, result map dot get. Under this one we will set the ID. Save it. After this what we will do is we will simply call prepared statement dot execute update. Now save it. After this we will show the pop-up header is equal to checkout. Save it. Pop-up message, and in this one we will show checked out at current date time format date time formatter plus change the line work duration plus hours and minutes and plus minutes. Now save it. Alt Shift F to format everything. After this what we have to do is we have to simply set the color for this. Color is equal to color dot red. Now save it. So if I move back over here, so whatever we are doing so far is for the valid case. It means that whenever this user is selected. Okay. So this is when that particular row actually exists and trying to check out. In that case, this flow will be executed. If user has not checked in that case, we will write the code for check-in. So above code is for checkout. Now we are going to write the code for check-in. Okay. We will simply create the query. So string insert query is equal to insert into user attendance, where user ID comma date comma check-in plus values. We have to pass the values. String this one, then space, then values. With this one we have to pass 3 question marks. Close it, double quotes, and Alt Shift F to format and save it. After this, prepared statement is equal to connection dot prepared statement. With this one we will pass the insert query, and finally prepared statement dot set string. This is the first where we have to pass the ID. Result map dot get ID. Let me quickly copy and paste this 2 more times. Save it. Second one is current date time. That is for check-in. The second one is Second one is for date, on which date you are checking in. So current date dot format, and to this one we will pass date formatter. Over here, this one is a third one. So this is with the timestamp as well. So current date time dot format, and to this one we will pass date time formatter. Now save it. After this one is ready. After this, we will simply call prepared statement dot execute update. Save it, and the pop-up for this one will be pop-up header will be check-in. Save it. After this, pop-up message is equal to check-in at, will show the current date time dot format, and into this one we will use date time formatter. And close it. For this we will set the color. So color is equal to color dot green. Now save it. Let's remove this space. Once these all tasks is done, it means the check-in and check-out is done. In that case, also we have to show the check-in message to the level. So let's move back over here. So that is LBL check-in checkout dot set horizontal alignment JLabel dot center. After this, LBL check-in checkout dot set text, and we will set the pop-up header. Pop-up header into this one. After this, we will set the level check-in checkout dot set foreground to color, whatever the color we have set, checkout for red, check-in for green. After this, we will set the background. LBL checkout check-in checkout dot set background, and to this one I'm going to set the color dot dark gray. Save it. After this, what we will do is we will set this one to LBL check-in checkout dot set opaque to true. Now save it, and finally I will call the show pop-up for certain duration. In this one we will pass pop-up message, pop-up header, and information icon. So let me quickly remove this error. J option pane dot information message, and simply from here return true. Now save it. We missed something. Return null just now, writing for now. Alt Shift F to format everything. We'll check this letter. Missing return statement. We have already written it in. What is this? Return boolean dot true. Save it. Okay, so it will work. No worries in that. If it doesn't work, we'll check it. Okay, so now the task for this one is done. Okay, next thing what we have to do is we have the show pop-up message for this one that we are going to fix it. Okay, so inside this one, this will take some argument. Let me quickly remove this. This will be pop-up message, and second one will be pop-up header, and this one will be integer type icon ID, and this will throw headless exception. throws actually. I'll shift have to format it. After this, into this one, first thing what I will do is I will create a final J option pane. Option pane is equal to new J option pane. To this one, we will set the pop-up message, comma, icon ID you want to show. After this, final, we will create the J dialog. Dialog is equal to option pane dot create dialog, and to this one we will pass the pop-up header. Now close this one. After this, we will create the timer object for how much time we want to show. So timer is equal to new timer. Into this one we will pass 5000, that is the milliseconds, and into this one we will create new action listener. So whenever after this particular duration, what task we have to perform, we have to implement that. So here you can see this automatically in place. So new action perform, and to this one what we will do is we will simply delete this action perform. We will simply call dialog.dispose, and also clear user fields. Clear user fields means what will that level, check-in, check-out, text needs to be null, image needs to be removed, background, everything, whatever we have set needs to be removed. So I'm going to create one method, clear user details. Now save it. Move back over here, hover over this, create method, clear user details. Okay, it's not created. Move back over here, click on this one. Okay, let's quickly create over here. It's not creating anonymously. So private void, give it a name like this. Now save it. Okay. Once this task is done, now this one is disposed and all fields are cleared. After this, what we will do is we will request timer dot set repeats to false. Save it. After this, what we will do is we will simply timer dot start. After this, we will show dialog dot set visible to true. Save it. Okay. In the clear fields, what are things which we have to do is in the show up for certain duration. In this one, this much task needs to be done. Okay. Inside this one, we will simply call lbl check-in checkout dot set text to empty. After this, lbl check-in checkout dot set background to null. lbl check-in checkout dot set foreground to null. After this, lbl check-in checkout dot set opaque to false. And finally, lbl name dot set text to empty, and lbl image dot set icon to null. Now save it. Now our clear method is ready. Now the task for us, this one is done. Another thing which we have is we have to create one. Let me search for it if it is available or not. So we have to create one paint method over here. So public void paint, and into this one we have to use a graphics g and super dot paint, and to this one we have to pass the graphics if image is not equal to null. In that case, what we have to do is we have to draw the image. So g dot draw image, and into this one we will pass the image comma 0 comma 0 comma, and this is a overridden method. Alt and enter, import this one, and on the top of it we will put the red override. Now save it. Next thing, we have to create a circle image. So let's move back over here. We already have one method, create circle image. Into this one, we will create the circle image. So let's quickly remove this one and we will get the int diameter is equal to 285. We are going to set, if you want to set larger than this, then change the things according to that. Okay, after this, we will create a buffered image, resized image, is equal to new buffered image. To this one we will pass the diameter. So diameter, comma, another diameter we have to pass, and after this we have to pass the buffered image type. So buffered image dot type underscore int underscore argb. Select the first one and close it and save it. After this, we will create the graphics 2D. So graphics 2D G2 is equal to resized image dot create graphics. After this, what we will do is we will create G2 dot set rendering hint, and to this one we will set rendering hints dot key underscore this one. Select this first one. Okay. After this, we have to select the another rendering hints. Rendering hints dot value underscore interpolation bilancer, the second one, and save it. After this, what we will do is we will simply call G2 dot draw image, and we have to set how we have to draw it. So draw image, and this one we have to pass the image first, whatever image we receive over here. Image, and over here we have to pass the 0, 0, diameter, and lastly we have to pass the null. Alt Shift F to format everything. After this, what we will do is we will simply dispose the G2. So G2 dot dispose and save it. After this, we will create the buffered image circular image is equal to new buffered image. To this one we will pass the diameter, and comma. Let me just remove these all. Buffered image dot type underscore int underscore argb, and save it. Alt Shift F to format this one. G2 is equal to circle image dot create graphics. Now save it. We will call ellipse 2D dot double circle is equal to new ellipse 2D dot double, and into this one we will pass the dimension. So 0, 0, and in these two we have to pass the diameter. So diameter, diameter, and save it. Now simply we will call G2 dot set clip, and we will set circle, save it, and simply we will draw it. So G2 dot draw image. Into this one we will pass resized image, 0, 0, null. Alt Shift F to format and simply call G2 dot dispose on this one and simply return the circular image. Now save it. Now the task for this circular image is also done. Next thing what we have to do is whenever we go to the design and whenever we double click on this, we have this button. So in this one, first thing what we have to do is before we dispose, we have to make this running is equal to false, and also stop webcam we have one method which we have written, stop webcam. Okay. Once these task is done, what we have to do is we have to check for if executor is not equal to null and not executor dot is shut down. In that case, what we will do is we will simply call executor dot shutdown and save it. Now the task for this one is done. Now our code is ready to test for this mark attendance. So let's quickly test this one. Before we test this one, we have to fix some of the bugs. Okay, so we missed some of the code. First thing is, if we go inside this one, that is check-in, checkout method, this one. So over here, we have set that whenever hour is greater than equal to 0, it means that if this one is 0, then it will enter into this one. So this minute case will be failed in that case. What we have to do is we have to check for greater than 0. So it means that if he has worked for 1 hour, then we don't have to check for minutes. Okay. The secondary thing is we have to go to this run method. Run, where exactly it is? Let me check for run. Inside this one, go to circle image frame, and inside this, what we have to do is over here in the end we have set location, but this don't we have to set. What we have to do set is set location relative to component. In this one we have to set the null. Now the task is done. Next thing, let's go to the dashboard. Go to dashboard, right click on this and start the application. First thing what I will do is I will go to view users and I will generate, okay, not view users, I will go to generate QR code and click on this and I will take a screenshot of this one. Okay, so I took the screenshot. Now I go to mark attendance and let's open it. So now whenever I open it, it will open the camera in this way, and whenever we show the QR, here you can see this, it's showing already checked out for the day. It means that I have tested this earlier. So what we will do is we will go to the database and we will truncate this one. Now this one is cleared. Now let's try again. So now when I show the QR code, here you can see this checked it at that particular date and the time is shown with the name as well as the check-in or checkout status. Now we have added another validation that before 5 minutes he will not be able to check out. So here I'm trying it before 5 minutes. So here you can see this, your work duration is less than 5 minutes, cannot check out, 4 minutes 44 seconds are remaining. And also you can observe that after 5 seconds the pop-up name, image and everything is being deleted. Let's quickly test once again. So here you can see this, and also as you can see for this user I haven't set the image. So what we are doing is we are extracting the first name and from that we are extracting the first character, and that is being shown over here. If I close this one and if I go to view users and if I click on this, here you can see the first name is test. Let's quickly test for another one by registering a new user. So if I go over here, register a new user, I am going to register ABC this time so that it should at least say show A. Okay, mail and here abc@example.com. Contact is dummy contact India, ABC India. I will select one image, that is the dummy image again. This time now you have seen the image is not there. Okay, so let's open it and now register. User registered successfully. Close this one, view users, and here we have this particular user. So what I will do is I will go to generate QR and I will generate for this particular user. Now I will take the screenshot of this QR. Now let's open the mark attendance. Let me quickly close this one. Mark attendance. And let's quickly show the QR. So here you can see this time the image is being fetched, name and check-in is being shown. Okay. Next thing what we have to test is, we have to test for the exit one, checkout. So let's quickly close this and back over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the application and move back over here. Go to mark attendance, go to details. And over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to this check-in checkout method. So for check-in checkout method, inside this one, I'm going to reduce the time lapse. So over here, we have the 5 minutes time lapse. So let me remove this one to 3, change this one to 3 and save it. Right click. Okay, not this one. Go to dashboard, right click and run the file. And now we will go to mark attendance and we will try for the 3 minutes. For the earlier user, that is test, we have already checked in. So I will try to check out that. I hope that one has reached 3 minutes. Okay. So here you can see this checked out. Work duration is exactly 3 minutes. So it's working as expected. Let me close this and let's verify this in the database. So if I close this one and go to database and here select star from user attendance and hit enter. Here you can see this on date, today date, check-in time is this one. And this is a checkout time. Total work duration is 0 hours and 3 minutes. So it's working for 3 minutes as well. So the second user has not checked out yet. So let's try for him. So go and open the mark attendance. And if I try to check him out. So here you can see this. You can check out after 2 minutes and 9 seconds. So it will not be allowed. And even you can see the ABC is also visible. Okay. Another thing is we are going to try with one user which doesn't exist and we have generated the QR code earlier. So this is the QR code which I have generated. So I'm going to try with an invalid. So here you can see this user is not registered or deleted. This will be shown when one specific user is deleted from our database. Okay. In that case, you won't be able to check in or check out. No details is found. As you can see it over here. User is not registered or deleted. Next thing, let's go and try for this user again. So you can see this 1 minute 19 seconds is remaining. Next thing, let's quickly remove the image for this particular user. So let's close it. Move back over here. Let's open the Mysql. Let me close the project. Move back over here. Go to project. Go to down. Tables. Not tables. Let me quickly open this one. And copy the database name. Move back to this. Use the database. Hit enter. Show tables. Select star from user attendance. User details. /g and the last user is abc@example.jp. What I will do is I will update user details, set image name is equal to null where id is equal to 5. Save it, and if you see now where id is equal to 5, so here the image name is null. Now quickly test this one also. So how it will look if the image is null. So run the file, go to mark attendance and ABC we have registered now. I'm going to show the QR code for this particular user. Okay, this one is fetching the image from the path. Let's quickly close this one and close this one. And also we have to remove the image from here. Okay, first quickly run the file. So there will be not a chance that image is there and it's not, the name is not present in the database. So make sure to, if you are removing manually, then you have to remove both. So go to mark attendance. And if I go over here, scan it. and you will see it. Now the A is visible over here. Okay, so it's working as expected. So let me quickly close this one. Okay, so the task related to mark attendance is done. Next thing, what we have to do is we have to design and backend code for the view attendance. So next video is going to be the last video. So just subscribe and share with your friends. Thanks for watching.